I want to kick it off by asking you, what was the first thing that you thought about when you woke up this morning?
Oh shit. I've been like waking up starving every single morning, and like I've been like on this egg sandwich kick.
Okay.
So I like couldn't wait to get my egg sandwich that morning.
Okay,
so
fried, boiled egg, scrambled egg.
Like sunny side.
Okay, so Daniela, we're here today for a purpose.
Yeah.
So can you kick us off in telling us who you are?
Well, my name is Daniela Janette. My brand is just being an advocate for sustainability in fashion. I studied fashion merchandising in college, so my background or like interest in fashion started when I was actually really young. Due to shopping and just like creating outfits, and in high school I always dressed to like impress myself, not necessarily to impress others, but it made me feel good about like who I was going to be that day. I was able to dress up and like feel good about it. So I went into college studying fashion merchandising, and like I learned that there was a huge issue in the fashion industry because it's the number 2 polluter in the world, second to oil and gas. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, I felt guilty for having this, you know, interest and passion about fashion, but also like just a contributor to like the environment. So I learned a lot that the textiles that we use, and also like the mass production that happens in big name stores that just become disposable. Like there has to be like a solution, and there is, and it's the best way to approach it is to educate and talk about it, and that's what I'm doing here.
Being best dressed, being like most popular is something that we aspire to, but it's like, you know, out of some level of like innocence. And so I want to know for you, when did you start to realize that fashion as an industry was losing its innocence?
Oh, that's a good question. I think once we kind of dove deep in the social media world, you know, like blogging was like on the rise, and like the fashion influencer was on the rise, and like I feel like people on social media didn't want to be caught dead in like the same outfit, right? Like, I already wore that outfit this week at the club or at brunch, like I can't take a picture in it.
Yeah.
So I feel like once like that became bigger, it just become more empty.
Like, how does sustainable fashion exist in your world, or what do you think is the most productive way to think about sustainable fashion?
So like you can decide to maybe shop at sustainable name brands, like create new garments from like sustainable fabrics, or you can buy reused, like at Goodwill or like vintage stores. You know, you are in control of the amount of clothes that you buy and the amount of clothes that you dispose.
So what colors do you gravitate more towards to when you go and look for clothes?
90% of my wardrobe is like white, creams, and like blacks. Like there's maybe a couple things of color that I just like to pair with like a white top or like a solid colored top, but more neutrals, which sounds boring, but it is part of my wardrobe.
What era of fashion do you like the most?
I gravitate a lot towards like 60s and 70s fashion, like, you know, Woodstock, kind of just like music festival kind of like fashion in that era. I really love fringe and like cowgirl boots and just kind of vintage 70 and 60 pieces like that.
What is your one statement piece that you always have to wear when you put together an outfit?
I love jewelry. I feel like there are sayings that like you can only wear one piece of jewelry, but I feel like I'm wearing like a lot of pieces right now, and it's just like that's never really too much in my opinion, but jewelry is my number one thing.
What are the key components of sustainable fashion that are like at the heart of it, and what things are like truly distractions that we should discontinue to invest our time into?
That's a great question. I think the distractions that kind of stray us away to focus building a sustainable wardrobe is needing to always shop the trendy things like every weekend or whatever. I think the bigger picture is to shop seasonless.
So when you were best dressed in high school, what were you wearing? What brands were you rocking? You know, were you aware?
I was wearing Hollister, Abercrombie, you know, I was wearing like all those like, you know, mall stores, and there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, if I probably still have some in my closet that, you know, were made to last, but the quality of clothing that has changed, it has changed drastically.
What call to action do you have for anyone interested in responsibly shopping or just introducing themselves to the sustainable fashion industry?
Buy quality clothes that are made to last, and find brands that you like as, you know, part of your personal style. There's a lot of different ways to find that. The power of social media and Google, and kind of do your homework and see how transparent they are on their page and see what they're doing to be sustainable. So there's some things like that they can do, and just kind of determine what's important to them.
Yeah.